This is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Africa. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro, Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 megasymbols per second. Standard DVB as2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Welcome, I'm Ana Maria Popescu with the news. First, the headlines. A first shipment of French military equipment to join the NATO battle group in central Romania reaches the country on Sunday. Romania is set to receive 2.6 billion euros in the coming days under the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, and the Romanian women's handball champions Rapid Bucharest play today against Storhamar of Norway in the Champions League Group B. The first shipment of French military equipment to join the NATO battle group deployed to Cincu in central Romania reaches the country on Sunday, the Defense Ministry announced. A second convoy comprising a Leclerc main battle tank company is set to arrive in November. The NATO Battle Group Forward Presence in Romania, BGFP, was created in May by transforming the allied multinational elements of the NATO response force deployed to our country. Upon France's proposal to take over the framework nation role, the French battalion deployed to Romania considered the spearhead of the Very High Readiness Joint Task Force built up the BGFP on our national territory by integrating on rotational basis Belgian and Dutch troops. BGFP contributes to the increase of the Romanian military cooperation with France and implicitly to the consolidation of the Euro-Atlantic space security on the eastern flank. Cooperation with the strategic partners and the deployment of relevant combat structures on national territory contribute to the increase of defense and deterrence capacity in the context of the Ukraine war and the Black Sea region crisis, the Ministry of Defense explains. Romania's border police announced that over 97,000 people entered Romania on Saturday, of whom more than 9,500 were Ukrainian nationals, up 15.6% since the previous day. According to current data, over 2.6 million Ukrainian citizens have entered Romania since February the 10th, and nearly 4,400 of them have applied for asylum here. Romania is set to receive 2.6 billion euro in the coming days under the National Recovery and Resilience Plan to be channeled into the country's economic recovery. The funds are transferred after the European Commission authorized the payment of the first installments of the non-reimbursable aid and loan components. Romania submitted the first payment request in May after meeting the targets and benchmarks for the fourth quarter of 2021. In September, the European Commission's assessment of those targets was approved and submitted to the Economic and Financial Committee, which also approved it. The Romanian Minister for Investment and European Projects, Marcel Bolos, believes this is just the beginning of a long road, which, if successfully completed, will translate into investments in motorways, railways, schools and hospitals. The next payment request will amount to 3.2 billion euros, for which over 50 targets will have to be met related to the first half of this year. Romania has increased its coal output to mitigate the energy crunch. The amounts extracted in the first 8 months of the year went up 1.7% and imports rose by 13.5%, the National Statistics Institute reports. The National Strategy and Forecast Commission estimates for this year a coal output 10% higher than in 2021 and a 2.8% rise in imports. For next year, the Commission forecasts an 8% increase in output. The Chinese President Xi Jinping was elected on Sunday as leader of the ruling Communist Party for the third time, thus becoming China's strongest leader since Mao Zedong, the founder of the Chinese Communist regime, international news agencies report. Xi Jinping was appointed for a third five-year term in office by a largely reshuffled Central Committee and is very likely to be re-elected president as well in March. China cannot develop without the world, and the world also needs China, he said, and praised what he called the two miracles achieved by his country: rapid economic development and long-term social stability. Xi Jinping appointed many of his close allies in the Standing Committee, a seven-member group in power in China. The all-powerful Politburo includes no women amongst its members for the first time in 25 years. We end with sports. The Romanian women's handball champions Rapid Bucharest play at home today against Storhamar of Norway in a Champions League Group B match. Rapid is third in the ranking after the Hungarian side Győr and the French side Metz. On Saturday, vice-champions CSM Bucharest lost their first game in the group away from home to defending champions Vipers Kristiansand of Norway 35-29. CSM ranks third in Group A after the German side Beitigheim and Kristiansand. And that was the news.
This is Radio Romania International, broadcasting from Bucharest.